Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The Housing and Neighborhood Development Department received City Council approval for a resolution establishing a home repair GSO program. This will address the home repair needs of low-income homeowners. To be eligible, households must fall below 60% of the area's median income, and the homeowners must have owned the property for at least 5 years and lived there as their primary residence. Properties must be located within the Greensboro city limits. The Housing Bond and Community Development Block grants have been allocated for this program. The City Council also approved a resolution to approve up to $5 million investment in the Greensboro Preservation Loan Fund for the production and preservation of affordable housing through a public-private lending partnership. The Community Foundation of Greater Greensboro has worked with lending institutions, foundations, and investors to raise more than $20 million in private capital towards the Greensboro Housing Fund. In total, they plan to raise $32.5 million. This is expected to yield more than 900 improved affordable units in the next 10 to 15 years. The $5 million is available through the 2022 Housing Bond funds approved by voters. The city's Human Rights Commission is accepting nominations for the 2023 class of Everyday Champions of Civil Rights. The 5 honorees will be recognized at the 37th annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Breakfast on January 16th at the Quarry Convention Center. The theme of this year's event is Everyday Champions, honoring local civil rights pioneers. The public is invited to nominate individuals or organizations who have made substantial contributions to furthering Dr. King's vision or to champion civil rights, civil liberties, and/or human rights in Greensboro. Examples include anti-racism, women's rights, LGBTQ rights, immigrant integration, policy change, the advancement of civil rights, reentry and second chance support, and access to education. Nominations should be submitted online no later than Wednesday, December 14th. Nominations of any age or occupation are eligible. Posthumous nominations are also accepted. The annual MLK Breakfast will take place at 7:30 a.m. at the Quarry Convention Center on Westgate City Boulevard. The keynote speaker is Nikita Green, Cone Health's Director of Diversity and Inclusion. Tickets go on sale beginning Monday, December 12th. Contact the Human Rights Department at 336-373-2038. Tickets cost $20 or $160 for a table of 8. They will be sold on a first-come, first-served basis. The fall foliage has taken the city by storm, and your patience is appreciated as city crews make the rounds. The loose leaf collection program is underway now through the end of January with 2 collection windows. Leaves that were piled near the curb by November 7th should be collected by December 22nd. The next round is for leaves placed near the curb by December 28th. Crews will pick those up by January 27th. The following guidelines help ensure a successful collection season. Rake leaves to the edge of your yard behind the curb, not in the street. Be sure to remove sticks, rocks, and other debris that may damage city equipment. Do not park vehicles on, in front of, or near the pile of leaves. Follow the collection trucks by checking the interactive map to see where your neighborhood falls on the leaf collection schedule. You can dispose of leaves year-round. Simply put them at the curb in clear plastic bags or a plastic or metal garbage can. Crews will collect the leaves on your regular trash collection day. The leaves are converted into compost to fertilize city gardens and landscaped areas. The compost is on sale for $20 per truckload at the White Street landfill located on White Street. The leaf collection schedule may change due to inclement weather. Please note the city does not collect loose leaves on private streets. For more information, call the contact center at 336-373-2489. Cone Health has partnered with the city to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
The coronavirus pandemic has presented us with a unique and challenging situation. It can create a great deal of anxiety and stress. Anxiety and stress to a limited degree can actually be very helpful. However, taken to a significant degree, stress can create problems for us both physically as well as emotionally. So when trying to manage your stress, there are a number of strategies you can utilize. It is important to really not focus solely on those things we cannot control. In fact, what you should do is have some discussions and think about and even list those things we do have control of. Make it something that you can do together as a family. And it's simple as what you're deciding to watch on television, the things that you do during the day, what you're having for dinner. And those may seem like small things that we all don't even think about during the day, but when you're in a time like this when so much of life feels out of control, those things can feel very comforting. Do not overload on information. It is in fact important to understand the facts and keep up to date on to what is going on. However, you don't want to overload by watching television 24/7, staying with the newspaper all day long. You need to take a break from that information. Think about the things in your life that you've used in the past that have helped you stay calm. Listening to music or playing a musical instrument or reading, talking with family members. These are all the same kinds of things that will help you during this challenging time. Think about creating new routines, whether it's games or watching certain television shows. Try some creative, artistic kinds of things that would be fun and unique. Try to incorporate your children into helping you come up with suggestions of things that would be fun to do. It's really important to understand that, again, stress and anxiety is normal. Do not try to just push it away or pretend it doesn't exist. If we try to deny it and push it down, it sometimes can create really cumbersome feelings, and it becomes more difficult to hold it back than it is just to let it out. It's okay to talk about it, it's okay to acknowledge it, and that in fact will help you work through it. Look at each day as a unique day. We take it one day at a time. Be very present in that day and make it the best possible day it can be. And tomorrow, creativity takes over and you make an entirely new day. But day by day, you will get through this, and that's the best way you can manage some of the stress and the anxiety that comes along with this.
The city is investing resources and partnerships to keep our homeless community out of the cold, and top honors go to Greensboro Chamber of Commerce. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Greensboro City Council approved the allocation of nearly $900,000 for contracted services to help protect the city's most vulnerable populations this winter. The first contract for winter emergency shelter activities in the amount of $415,000 is awarded to Greensboro Urban Ministry. The agency will use the money for costs associated with the Regency Inn winter shelter and off-site hotel assistance for families. City Council also authorized a $484,000 contract with the Interactive Resource Center, or IRC. The funding will cover several initiatives, including safe parking, the Doorway Project, winter hotel housing, and white flag sheltering on extremely cold nights. The winter emergency programs will run at a minimum from now through the middle of March. The Greensboro Chamber of Commerce earned a 5-star accreditation from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. This is the highest level of distinction in the chamber industry. The Greensboro Chamber is one of only 2 chambers in North Carolina to hold the 5-star distinction. Out of approximately 7,000 chambers nationwide, less than 2% have earned this top honor. Brent Christensen, president and CEO of the Greensboro Chamber, said receiving accreditation is confirmation we are benefiting our local economy and creating positive change in our community. The Greensboro Chamber was commended for its leadership role as it helped members and the greater business community navigate the COVID-19 pandemic and for its commitment to continuous improvement. The Chamber achieved a perfect score in governance, human resources, program development, technology, communications, and facilities. To receive its accreditation, the Greensboro Chamber met standards in operations and programs, including government affairs. This extensive self-review took more than 12 months to complete. The Human Rights Department will host its quarterly meeting for its volunteer commissions and committees at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, December 14th. The meeting will take place at the Barber Park Event Center on Barber Park Drive. The public is invited to attend. There will be representatives from the Human Rights Commission, the Commission on the Status of Women, the Ad Hoc Committee on African American Disparities, the Transgender Task Force, and the International Advisory Committee. The meeting on December 14th will replace each of the Commission's regularly scheduled monthly meeting for December. The Human Rights Department promotes mutual understanding, respect, and fair treatment of all Greensboro residents without regard to race, color, national origin, religion, gender, age, disability, or familial status. For more information about the commissions and committees, visit the city's website or call Liz Lennon, the commission's administrator, at 336-373-2038. As soon as the turkey has been stripped to the bone, many people start setting up their holiday display. Coming up after the break, we'll check in with the Greensboro Fire Department to share holiday safety tips. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and there's still time to deck the halls before the end of the holiday season. Joining me now to share some life-saving tips to avoid hospitalization during the holidays is Dee Shelton. She is the Fire and Life Safety Educator for the Greensboro Fire Department. Hello, Dee. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Carla.
Well, it's that time of the year. Everyone is getting everything out and setting up all these elaborate displays. So with that, there's usually a tree involved. Is there a set of rules that you want us to follow when picking out a tree?
If you're doing a live tree, you definitely want to make sure that it's not already too dry. A lot of people don't realize that many of these lots, they're shipping them in from a farm. It could have been a week, 2 weeks ago when they were cut down. And that's okay because they're evergreen, so they have a way of survival. But you want to make sure that they're not already too dry. Give them a shake. Look for all these needles falling off. If it's a lot, it's already beyond, it's too dry. You cannot reverse that. But find one where there's not too many needles falling off. And then before you leave, have the attendant to give it anywhere from a 1/2 inch up to a 2-inch cut. You're just cutting off that seal from the sap where it seals itself off to protect itself. If you've gone to a farm to cut one down, maybe Boone, you've gone up in the mountains, you're a couple hours from home. Once you get home, you're going to need to cut that again to cut off that sap because within an hour it's going to seal itself back off. And you need to make sure you cut that before you bring it in and water it. You want your first watering to be warm water. And that angle cut is going to give it, so if it's sitting on the bottom, it kind of helps it to be able to absorb the water better rather than flat on flat. But you want to make sure the first watering is warm to get it warmed up and moving. From then on, tap water will be fine.
Okay, lots of information there that you shared that I knew nothing about. So once again, thank you, Dee. Now, what about electrical safety? Because obviously you get the tree put into the stand and now you're going to decorate. Lots of lighting is involved. Yes. What do we need to know?
Making sure, first of all, you water that tree every day. Make sure you're checking that because it keeps it from drying out. But when you put those lights on there, you want to check those lights, make sure there's no broken places, no busted bulbs, because a lot of your strands now, even if the bulb doesn't work, it won't keep the rest of the lights from working. So you want to make sure that you don't have a broken bulb. Anything that could expose the branches of that tree to the heat or electrical charge from that line. So that's one of the biggest issues, that and overloading our outlets. You know, we all want to be like the Griswolds and have all these lights showing, but you want to make sure that you're keeping that to a minimum at each circuit or each receptacle. Make sure you understand how much you're using.
And aside from making sure the tree stays hydrated so it's not combustible, are there other hazards, maybe pets or anything else that can touch those
Sure.
lights?
Of course, sometimes pets just want to chew on something. And so you want to make sure that, you're watching your pet's tree, your cat's going up in the trees, things like that can be dangerous. So watch those pets. Make sure they're not getting too close to that. Make sure that the tree, of course, is away from any other heat sources, portable heaters, candles, things of the like.
Okay. Now, at some point, you will have to dispose of this tree. So what do we need to know about doing that properly?
We love keeping it up longer because it's beautiful, but as soon as if it's a real tree, a live tree, as soon as the holiday's over, get it down, get it out of the house, because it is only dying and drying out even further. Yeah. And it really and truly, most of our home fires with the tree comes after the holiday season because it's already so dry. So you can either just get it out on the curb, the city will pick it up for you, or if you feel so inclined, the Science Center can use those for some of their pets, or maybe even if you want to talk to people at the zoo in Asheboro, they may take it in, or some of the fisheries, because a lot of your wildlife can use these as toys or cover or something to eat on, gnaw on. Many ways it can be used with our wildlife.
Okay, but don't plant it in your yard.
Oh no, you couldn't do that.
Okay.
No. Only if it came in a bucket with the root ball.
Okay.
Then you could do that.
Good to know, good to know. Well, anything else that we didn't mention that you want to make sure we know?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Cooking, make sure we're watching what we're cooking. Unattended cooking is huge. And make sure your smoke alarms are working.
Okay, well, once again, thank you, Dee, for sharing practical, easy steps for us to follow so that we can keep the holidays merry and bright, minus the brightness of unnecessary fires.
Right.
So we do look forward to seeing you in 2023.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some interesting and useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council has resumed meeting in the Katie Dorset Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The Guilford County Veteran Services Office has a new location in the Henderson Building, which is next to Guilford Works and the NC Works Career Center in Greensboro. The Veteran Services Office on Maple Street closed on November 14th. The new office, located at 2301 West Meadowview Road, is open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on Monday through Friday. The new Greensboro location is convenient to transit service, and it's connected to NC Works Career Center, providing veterans with direct access to job and career resources. The Guilford County Veteran Services Office supports Guilford County veterans with filing for benefits administered by the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, the North Carolina Division of Veterans Affairs, or Guilford County. Veteran services are also available in High Point on East Russell Avenue. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendars for places to go and things to do on the town.
As the winter holidays draw closer, there's no shortage of fun in Greensboro. Let's see what's happening on the town. The Green Hill Center for North Carolina Arts is hosting its 43rd annual winter show. Enjoy a variety of contemporary artwork from 70 of the state's established and emerging artists. All of the artwork is available for sale at this free exhibition. Visit greenhillnc.org for more information. Kids of all ages are invited to create their own artwork on December 9th at a holiday cookie decorating program at the Leonard Recreation Center. Baked cookies will be available for you and your child to decorate beginning at 6:30 p.m. The cost is $3. Learn more on the city's website at greensboro-nc.gov. The Greensboro Ballet performs the Nutcracker on Saturday, December 10th and Sunday, December 11th at the Carolina Theater. Enjoy the familiar story of a young girl who receives a Nutcracker doll as a present, which leads to a dreamy adventure. Buy tickets starting at $20 at the box office or at carolinatheater.com. Celebrate the season with a delightful family-friendly concert of holiday classics and Broadway show tunes at the Triad Stage's Tunes for the Holiday Concert. Performances run through December 18th and tickets start at $15. Visit triadstage.org for showtimes. And finally, bring your children and your appetite to the historic Magnolia House in downtown Greensboro on December 10th and 11th. Have pictures made with Santa and visit local vendors. Tickets cost $20. Learn more at thehistoricmagnoliahouse.org. Tune in to FYI Weekly next week for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Human Rights Department, in partnership with the Greensboro Commission on the Status of Women, is accepting nominations for the Ruth Wicker Tribute to Women exhibit. The public is encouraged to submit the names of women who have shaped our community and made meaningful contributions to Greensboro. Submissions will be accepted online today through January 2nd, 2023. A generous donation from the estate of Ruth Wicker made it possible for the Tribute to Women to be established in 2019 to honor the contributions and achievements of women in our community. The free exhibit resides in the Barber Park Event Center located at 1502 Barber Park Drive, and it's open Monday through Friday. To review the list of the inaugural nominees, please visit the city's website. The mission of the Commission on the Status of Women is to improve the quality of life for women in Greensboro. For more information about the Commission, contact Liz Lennon, the Human Rights Department, at 336-373-2038. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the Parks and Recreation Department. The city received 5 bike racks and 2 public work stands to support equitable biking access. This is made possible by a grant from the North Carolina Division of Public Health. The bike racks are available at the Barber Park Spray Ground, Peeler Recreation Center, the Greensboro Sportsplex, Trotter Active Adult Center, and Warnersville Recreation Center. The public work stands are located at Woven Works Park along the downtown Greenway and at Warnersville Recreation Center. These stations include bicycle maintenance and repair tools, as well as a stand to support a bike while it's being serviced. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Connect GSO, plus GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.